Greetings, Petrolads. Welcome back to Automation, and today we're gonna go back to our campaign. First of all, thanks for all the positive feedback I've been getting for my tutorial video yesterday. It makes me happy that you guys actually, like it and leave me so much positive feedback on that video, and it just motivates me and shows me that I've done something good. Okay, now we have our Leo and we have the Vulture, but I think we should do something else as well. Yeah, we should definitely revise the truck, the Buffalo, because it's been 5 years since we built that. And it's about time that it gets a little facelift or something. So let us go ahead and copy this trim. And advance in year. This is the 1966 facelift. And okay, so what do we change aesthetically? I think aesthetically we want to do some smaller changes, not too much. Make this slightly bigger and move it further up so that they have the same center rather than the same bottom baseline. Like that. And what else do we do? Do we just do something like this? And then maybe we also put some chrome in here. Just clone this right now, because later on, if we wanna, if we put this here and then wanna select it, we're gonna select the event underneath it. It's just how the game handles this at the moment. There we go. Makes it look a little bit more prestigious, a little bit more high quality. I'm not gonna change the door handle, but what I will do is change this, the tail lights. Oh, wait a minute. I had another idea. Wait, is this? There we go. So let's put this on the side for a second, and we're going to basically split the red taillight in half. And make him, make it a little bit sharper. Let's make this a little bit, well, a lot narrower so we can have space to work here. Don't worry, this isn't gonna take all that long, because we can just clone this fixture. Put one like here. One right there. Oh, we're gonna clone it first. No, don't rotate it. I wanted to clone it. What are you doing? Thank you. and by you I meant the game. And this right here. Alrighty, and then we're gonna put this like right there. Yeah, okay. These are definitely pretty fancy taillights for 1966, but you know, why not try something different? Alrighty. Oh yeah, this is the truck. Because we're also gonna make a van later on. And wait, why is this? Oh yeah, we're gonna clone this engine variant. Advanced by 5 years. Yeah, but it's still a 7.5 liter. Uh, 228 horsepower. The reliability seems to be even better than before, which makes sense because we now have we are now in 1966, and engines in 1966 were, you know, a little bit more reliable than the ones in 1961. We can increase this by one more point, putting us at 229 horsepower, which is not too shabby. Are we gonna go for better exhaust headers? Actually, they shouldn't make that much of a difference, because the shortcast have $53 more material cost compared to the long tubular, but the long tubular have 6. Well, they are gonna be a little bit more expensive overall, the long tubular headers, but you know, not very much. Anything else we want to change, maybe? We could lean it out a little bit. Giving us better economy. Yeah, that is a pretty good idea, I would say. Because people are starting to realize, I guess, or at least we are starting to realize, we AMW as a company, that if you're gonna be driving a lot, then it makes sense to have an engine that is, you know, pretty economical. So 220 horsepower is definitely still enough. It is, I think, a little bit less than the 1961 version. Then the economy will be better, and you know, that's what we want for this update. Drivability is better as well. Economy is better by 4 liters per 100 kilometers. Per 100 kilometers, yeah. Which is still not very good. The total costs are basically the same. A little bit more though. What about the free speed? will give us better economy, worse drivability. Wait, how far did the first gear go? 80 kilometers an hour. So if we do this here as well, we should have similar drivability. 30.3, 31, 32, 32.1. Let's keep it like this. We're gonna gear it a little bit longer. Wait, what? Why is the drivability not going back to 20 or 32.1? Let's keep this at 22. We have 10.5 seconds acceleration time, 19.93 liters of fuel economy, which is better than what we had with the 2-speed. Infinite emissions. Sure. Wait, what else? Yeah, I wanted to look into the market section here. Heavy utility, an uncompromising, reliable heavy utility vehicle for economical on- and off-road use. We might want to make a smaller, like a version of this with a smaller engine. So let's, yeah, sure, let's do that. Facelift truck, 7.5. I think we can afford to build a new engine at this point, because we still have the city car selling pretty well, and also our muscle car sales have, you know, started to become very, very serious. And yeah, sure. First of all, we're gonna clone this. And go here. And make it a van. Just delete this, go back here, put that on, and we still have some weirdness here. Where's the badge now? Like, I have no idea. But in any case, we can cover this whole shit up. This weirdness, and that's what we're gonna do. Like that. Okay. So this is the van version. Practicality is obviously better. Weight is higher. Let's see. Economy is much better. Also, the weight distribution is better. Acceleration time is not, though. Utility sport. Let's see. Can we make this thing a little bit more drivable? We might be able to if we... Well... Sure. 235s on the rear. Why not? 19.19 liters per 100 kilometers is, you know, bad, but I guess for a 7.5 liter truck, it's in the mid 60s. It's acceptable. However, no more excuses. We're now going to clone the truck for now and introduce a new model of it, like a new trim of it with the or let's say a new variant of it with new engine. So we're gonna go here and make an N6. They have not added 5 hours per cylinder yet, like 5 hours per cylinder for the 60s yet, again, because they removed them, and now it's gonna be pretty annoying to actually continue with the trend of AMW in the 60s. But we can do something that is a little bit unusual and go for a direct acting OHC, because I think it's a pretty, you know, it's if you want a relatively cheap engine that is also a little bit more potent than push rods, then this is like in terms of power output, RPMs and economy, then this is the way to go. I don't know how reliable they are compared to push rods, but well, we can test that out a little bit later. So what about the capacity of this engine? I say we make the base block pretty large. Say like 4.4 to 50. No, let's make that like 4.5 or something like that. So we can, you know, draw from this and use this engine block on future cars with a smaller capacity of it. So okay, we're gonna try direct acting OHC with a forged steel crank, because we want, you know, a lot of torque. Forged, because we can probably not afford to save money on the bottom end of the engine, and then go like way down on the cam profile and also in compression ratio. There are no turbos yet, so we don't need to worry about those. Excuse me? No, oh, yeah, sure. It's an N6, it's not a V8, so there's no 6-pack available. Let's go for 2 parallel twin carburetor here. Regular leaded, probably more like 14:1 fuel mixture. And then the ignition timing should be pretty high. RPM limit can probably be around 4500. Long tubular. What kind of power do we expect? More like this, and two reverse flow mufflers. And we're gonna be knocking 167 horsepower only. That's pretty low power, all things considered. Yeah, but then again, if we went to a push rods, it would be worse still, probably. Yeah, 151, and way too early. Now the reliability is 40.7. What about this? 37.3. Yeah, but then we get a lot of valve float. What about 4000 RPM? Reliability is up to 42. So I think actually push rods should be the way to go. However, what about economy? Economy, we now have 15.05%. You know, oh, this is actually worse. Okay. Let's stick with the push rods then. Okay. Wait, this is not in 1961, this is 1966. And this is the 4.5 liter truck version of the engine. Obviously, we're gonna put that into the van as well. Just fine-tuning this a little bit for a better torque curve. 70 seems much better. There we go, 160 horsepower. Should definitely be enough to get this thing moving. And because we now have a lot less weight, it should be, well, it's not much more economical. It's not much more drivable either. What do we do about that? Go for 4-barrel twin carburetor? Then to give us more power and more economy. (163 horsepower, 16.23% economy, 17.9 liters per 100 kilometers is still pretty bad. But then again, of course, this being a large car, we can give it a huge fuel tank. Is this less competitive here? I think this is less competitive here than a 7.5 liter version. Despite the fact that economy is a factor here with 9.1%. And capacity is only 5%. This is the 1966 4.5 liter truck, and then we're gonna make a van out of this as well. But first we're gonna change the, oh yeah, we're gonna change this. So like here, okay. We're also gonna be, oh, they take more cooling now, all engines, and therefore we're gonna go back to the 7.5 liter versions as well and change that. There we go. Oh yeah, it takes a lot more cooling. Reliability went up though, and that is, yeah, it's now more competitive here. 64.2. Wait, what was the other again? After we changed the cooling for the reliability. 64.2 versus 63.2. Heavy delivery. With a hint of... Actually, we might also want to make this... Like, we might also want to make a more comfortable version of this. I'm not fully sure though. Would people buy an expensive truck with, you know, lots of luxury and whatnot? Now we're gonna clone the 4.5 liter truck and make a van version out of it. Oh, okay. Wherever the badge went, I don't know. I'm sure it has its reasons. Cover up the holes and then sure we're gonna go back to the trim. This is way less drivable than a truck for the 4.5 liter weight. With a slightly wider rear tire, this is actually quite potent here in the heavy utility category. So yeah, I think that's all for today now. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I will see you next time.